You're not going anywhere, and there isn't one of us that doesn't want to be someplace else. But this is what we do, who we are. Live for nothing, or die for something. Your call.
He is a legend of war. A soldier without a country. You know his name. And you know what he's capable of.
Welcome back to Should You Watch This with the Popcorn Priest. I'm your host, Chris Compton. Joining me today is reoccurring guests Angry Dane and Dr. Dare in part 4 of our 5-part Rambo series breakdown.
Yes.
Welcome, soldiers.
Good to be here.
The description for this movie is, in Thailand, John Rambo joins a group of mercenaries to venture into war-torn Burma and rescue a group of Christian aid workers who were kidnapped by the ruthless local infantry unit. Directed by Sylvester Stallone, written by and starring Sylvester Stallone, the first and only Rambo film directed by Sylvester Stallone.
I wish he'd do more because it was cool.
This one was good. Top billed stars Sylvester Stallone, Julie Benz, Matthew Marsden. And you guys recognize Julie from
Dexter,
which I haven't seen. Runtime of 1 hour, 32 minutes, rated R. Genre on Rotten Tomatoes says adventure, action.
Who's Matthew Marsden?
I think he was...
Schoolboy?
Yeah, he's the schoolboy.
Oh, he's the sniper?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, his gun was insane large.
Oh, it was cool.
Box office haul on a $50 million budget made $113 million worldwide. And this was $10 million less than Rambo 3, which was, I said that right,
Yeah,
Rambo
like
3.
3 times the killing. It's good bang for the buck.
Correct. And as a reminder, if you have Showtime add-on to Xfinity, Hulu, or Amazon Prime, you can stream this right now. Otherwise, you need to rent it, or better yet, get the 4K reproduction. This brings us to the next section of this pod is should or shouldn't you watch this? Number 1, if you like 4 times Stallone.
Oh, 4 times.
4X Sly Stallone. This is for you. Number 2, if you want to know the answer to how many times Rambo has said no to people asking them to fight their wars, this is for you. Number 3, if you thought the kill count from Rambo 3 was low.
Was too low.
Was too low, this is for you. And number 4, if you were ever wondering if it was possible to throat rip someone.
Oh, so many throat rips.
This is for you. And number 5, if you were also wondering what a mounted 50 cal machine gun would do to someone, spoiler alert, body liquefaction.
Oh my gosh.
And number 6, bonus, you get where all these are going. At this point, there may be some spoilers up ahead, so if you want to watch and then come back and join us for our breakdown of John Rambo.
Not to be weird, but did you say a 6th one? You just said a bonus 6th. And then you went on. What was the 6th reason?
The 6th reason was where all
violence.
these... violence. Essentially is
like you could list infinity
we could go
reasons
on.
of violence.
Well, actually, we could list... I'm going down...
250...
Yeah, 254 reasons why you should watch this movie.
Yeah. We're stopping at 6 of 254.
All right. You guys want me to jump into popcorn trivia, or do you want to just start talking about the film? What do you guys prefer?
Yeah, let's jump in.
So, although, okay, this series has a storied history of weird names.
Yeah.
There is no naming convention.
We touched on this.
Troubled naming convention, like Angry Dane just said. So, although Lionsgate wanted the film to be called Rambo: To Hell and Back, because 2006's final Rocky film had been called Rocky Balboa, Stallone wanted to call the fourth Rambo film, potentially the concluding chapter of the series, John Rambo. Lionsgate, however, did not want the public to think that the franchise was ending in case later sequels would be made, so the title was simply changed to Rambo. Although we watched the director's cut, which has more carnage, and he changed the title to John Rambo in the director's cut.
It's funny. That was the Stallone cut, man.
Yeah. And in many countries, the first installment, First Blood, was retitled Rambo. So the title for the fourth installment had to be changed accordingly. In several countries, including France and Germany, the film is called John Rambo. In Russia, the film is just called Rambo 4.
Good job, Russia.
Thanks, Russia. Showing us how it's done.
Russia's like, we will call it how we wish. It is Rambo 4. It's the fourth one.
Fuck Rambo. Killed so many soldiers.
We give you number 4. Early drafts of the film were called Rambo 4, The Black Forest. Also, aforementioned Rambo: To Hell and Back. Of all those titles, which one do you like the best? There's like 5 already of this one movie.
I like Black Forest the least because it just reminds me of gummy candies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Black Forest is definitely the worst of them, okay?
Really?
Haribo or bust. And I cannot be swayed.
I don't even know if I've had Black Forest.
Well, then maybe you shouldn't chime in, man. It's
All right.
Haribo.
Is that how that's
sorry.
pronounced? Haribo?
I always say Haribo. Is it Bo?
I mean, there's only one O.
You guys make fun of me so much about my pronunciation, and we're going the rounds on Haribo. Haribo? Haribo.
But we didn't pronounce it like this. Rabu?
All right. Let's see.
As Seth looks up the correct pronunciation of Haribo, the snake farm that was featured in the film was a real snake farm, and the employees seen in the film were the real employees. And that was a pretty cool scene to start off.
Haribo.
Whoa. Nice. Haribo.
Yeah, Haribo. That's what I said. Take it from the fat guy.
Oh, I didn't fade it very well. We have new sound effects. It's so stupid.
That's awesome.
Haribo. The filming near Burma, Stallone and the rest of the crew narrowly avoided being shot by the actual Burmese military. Stallone described Burma as a hellhole. He said, "We had shots fired above our heads." And then he witnessed survivors with legs cut off and all kinds of landmine injuries, maggot-infested wounds, and ears cut off.
Okay, why did they have to film on site? Can either of you tell the difference between Burma and any other godforsaken jungle? Like, no.
I mean, they already had a horrible experience in Mexico filming the stand-in for Vietnam.
Plus, those Mexicans just look just like the Vietnamese. Who cares?
I mean, you'd think they would film it in a soundstage of how miserable the filming was in most of these movies.
Yeah.
But now they're facing real, what are those, freedom fighters from Burma, which is why they filmed this movie there, because of the freedom fighters.
Yeah.
The director of First Blood, Ted Kotcheff, was a technical consultant for Rambo on this film, which is very cool. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why this movie was as good as it was, because he was there.
We watched the little documentary on your, I don't know, on your box set. It was awesome. It was as good as the movie.
About the
weapons,
guns,
the guy who was some expert.
Yeah. There's a lot more. That was only one piece of the documentary. There's like lots of sections in there.
Forged his, I mean, I don't want to spoil it.
No, go ahead.
I mean, when he threw we even noticed that he threw the knife back in the boat before he blew it up. And we're like, oh, crap.
Yeah, and Rambo's knife was featured.
Yeah, it was so cool. And then it shows that he actually forged that, what was it, machete?
It was a big machete.
Big machete. Super cool. Really cool.
Yeah, so his Rambo 3 knife was featured in this director's cut. Hucks it on the boat, burns it up, kind of like showing like, I'm done. But then has to forge his knife.
It was an accidental enhancement to the movie. He says, hey, it was a great mistake. I can't do that voice, but he says he threw it on and they're like, oh shit, I need a knife.
Yeah.
made the movie even cooler, even though it was initially a mistake.
Yeah. Thanks, Stallone.
Yeah, pretty cool.
At the time of its release, the movie was banned by the Burmese government. The military ruling party ordered DVD vendors in Burma not to distribute the film due to the movie's content. Despite having never been released there theatrically or on DVD, Rambo is, however, available in bootleg versions. Despite the film being unpopular among some of the population due to the negative portrayal of the Myanmar armed forces, the opposition youth group Generation Wave copied and distributed the film as anti-government propaganda.
Good job, Anti-Wave.
I feel like if I was the Burmese other side, I don't know who's
Rebels.
the rebels, and I watched this movie, I would be pumped up to try to win.
Bring it, Rambo.
No, you're with Rambo. These are the guys who are on his side of fighting the bad Burmese people that are.
Yeah, he had one of those guys as his guide or whatever.
Yeah,
Remember
little-
that guy?
There was
The
a
headband guy? He
there
had
was a headband guy and a little kid. Those guys
those
would be
characters
inspired.
were really cool, but yeah, hopefully they're inspired. I mean, hopefully not so inspired that they go and die because Rambo's not real. I mean,
Do you know what those freedom fighters are called?
no.
Karen freedom fighters.
Oh, yeah.
Is that an acronym?
I believe it's pronounced Karen.
I didn't catch that at the beginning of the movie, and you guys said Karen Freedom Fighters, and I totally thought you were making some joke because
Yeah, like,
Karen has become
Let me
a
see
thing.
the manager.
Right.
Oh yeah, true.
The Karens.
It's like,
Imagine
I don't
an
get their
army of
joke.
Karens.
Yeah, that's what you should call the bad guys. What's up?
I don't understand why you're doing this.
I said ranch on the side.
Oh man.
Can you please take this back? According to Karen freedom fighters, the movie gave them a great boost of morale. Burmese
Nice.
freedom fighters have even adopted dialogue from the movie, most notably live for nothing or die for something, as rallying points and battle cries. That to me, said Sylvester Stallone, is one of the proudest moments I've ever had in film. Also, overseas Burmese have praised the movie for its vivid portrayal of the military's opposition of the Karen people.
You know what? All of the movies have been surprisingly deft and kind of very respectful of the cultures of wherever they're at. I think I was surprised by how respectful they were to the Middle Eastern culture with the scene with the horses.
Rambo 3.
Yeah, for the second movie being such a blunt instrument, they've been pretty good with being respectful of the cultures wherever they're at.
And I think Stallone was the proponent of picking some kind of cause. And I think it's maybe I'll skip ahead, but I don't have a fun fact about this, but I read about how they picked this cause, and weeks before the release of the film, the Russians pulled all their troops out of Myanmar, and then it wasn't a thing anymore. And then when it came out, everyone was like, oh, this is old news.
Yeah. Dude, how about this? The Russians just watching any of these movies.
I mean, the Russians historically have always been the bad guy. I would feel really bad if I was a nice...
They're going to reclaim it. Now being the bad guy is good.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Bad guys reclaiming themselves.
Yeah. Look at Putin, man. Navalny's almost dead. Anyway.
Here's a fun fact about the violence, because this is most notably the most violent of the series so far.
So many CG blood spatters.
Yeah, you're a video logo, and shoot,
You know a lot about this shit, Ryan.
You're
cut to
an
the chase.
animator. Are those look okay or not great?
They look pretty good. I think they were over the top of what would really look like if someone...
Some shots, for sure. The 50 cal.
That first scene where they run them through the rice paddy
That
in
was
the water.
crazy.
Like, that first person who blew up, it was like all they were was blood.
A sack of blood.
And the blood looked real, but it seemed like way more than would actually...
Well, and there were no bones. It was
just liquid.
Just a sack of blood.
Human liquid sacks.
Ryan, I've seen this before. Chris has. When that happened, we were eating lunch watching this movie, and Ryan's jaw dropped. He was just like, oh what? I can remember your face.
Yeah,
of surprise.
this is the first time I saw it. I honestly, when this came out, I thought, oh, this is gonna be dumb. Like, it's been too long since the last one. This is gonna be just a last ditch attempt to make some money off this franchise. And so, yeah, I'd never
Cash
seen
grab.
it. Yeah,
I mean, you weren't inherently wrong, but it was a fun watch.
But it was way more fun than I expected. And yeah, like, it's way more graphic than any of the previous ones. Mm-hmm. Not just the CG blood, but like they're like killing kids in the village at one point. It's crazy. It's more disturbing than the other ones.
The one that got me was there was a guy's leg that like got shot, and the legs went
bent
different
in half,
ways,
like crumples.
and just they were Oh, it was really well done, and it was gross.
It was gross.
It was gross.
Well, okay. Many critics and audience members felt that the horrific wounds inflicted by the M2 50 cal heavy machine gun in the final scene were so gory that it was unrealistic. However, returning Iraq and Afghanistan veterans who had used the M2 in combat noted that the wounds were quite accurate and, if anything, toned down from reality. In the audio commentary on the DVD and Blu-ray versions, Sylvester Stallone himself makes note of that.
Was the M2 the one that was mounted in the back of the truck or the Jeep or whatever?
Like ripped itself out of the bed before they mounted it to like 2-inch steel.
The fake one where they're just shooting like blank rounds, it ripped itself out of the truck that they had it in, and they had to like bolt it in for it to even work on set.
Yeah.
Wow.
They did say wounds. I would say that the wounds were incredibly realistic. But I don't know if you can call the exploding people a wound. Those were not, bro. Those are like Judge Dredd blood sacks.
What do they call them in Judge Dredd when they fall from the top of that high rise? They call them blood bags.
Blood bags. Yes, blood.
Yeah.
And that was the best part of that movie for sure, dude.
We need, if Rambo is to 5 Rambos, we needed 5 Judge Dredd movies.
Yes, we did.
1,000%. Hey, if you're listening, Carl Urban, please get on that.
Yeah. Yeah, Carl.
Not the Stallone Judge Dredd.
No.
Even though we're talking a lot about Stallone.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You remember that one?
I do like that one as well.
I forgot that was Stallone until you said that. I mean, that's obvious, but you know what? I prefer Carl Urban.
Yeah, that one was way better.
Sorry, Sly's listening. We love your film, but Judge Dredd, Carl Urban style is better.
Yeah.
Rambo's knife in this film is a primitively built Golok. Is that the right word? Golok?
What is it?
Golok. Golok? A primitively built Golok made out of a slab of metal as opposed to his expertly crafted survival knives in the other films. Stallone actually stayed up all night filming the scene of himself forging the knife like you see in the film, although due to the time constrictions, he had to do it all at once without cooling the blade. They went through about 7 pairs of heat-protective gloves due to this. Sly claims that after making the knife, he had a rather warm handshake.
Dude, he said that in the documentary too, and it's easily the worst part of Rambo.
Yeah,
Get out of here, Dad. You just liquefied like 1,000 people.
And
keep those jokes to yourself.
And you have a warm handshake joke?
Nice.
Thanks, guy.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, here we go. This one's for Angry Dane. Mayeongken, who played the Burmese dictator Tint. Did you know his name was Tint?
Did they say that anywhere in the movie?
He fought for the Karen rebels in real life. He was afraid his family would be murdered if he took this role, but he took it anyway. And I'm looking here. Karen is spelled Charon, but pronounced Karen. But Myung-kun was in this.
He was hateable.
Bro,
man.
Attempted lady rapes, also little
kid rapes,
young male rapes.
It wasn't like graphic, but
You don't see anything.
It just
It's just
it was
horrible.
upsetting.
This one isn't as fun as the other ones.
No,
I don't think.
I even hate the people they're trying to save. Keep your Bibles to yourself.
What
These
did you
people
call
need
them?
food and
yeah.
You
shit.
called them Christian. What at the beginning? You didn't call them missionaries. You called them Christian service something, or I don't know.
Oh, when I was, yeah,
You're-
mercenary. No, the mercenaries are who he goes with.
They're the people who go to rescue the
Christian aid workers.
Christian aid workers.
Yeah,
That
just
must be a politically correct term.
I would say they're zealots because that
They were
one-
horrible.
yes.
the guy, her companion or whoever that guy,
The,
the
like,
bald
main
guy,
dude.
he's like, we don't kill, but then he freaking kills a dude with a rock in his
I read
face.
something super funny that they did it on purpose, that him being this kind of biblical messenger, that him killing that dude with a rock, that's
Oh,
right, the symbolism of the Bible and killing people with rocks. So he killed that guy the proper way.
is that the Cain and Abel story? Is that what
yeah,
that is?
right. Pretty interesting.
I'll buy it. I'll buy
And
that for $1.
I've never been happy to see another person have to kill someone. I was pretty pumped that guy had to get off his high horse.
I loved his look at Rambo later. He was just like, "You're right, and I'm wrong, and I'm sorry, but it doesn't. Nothing I can say right now is going to make any difference. So I'm going to walk away. Goodbye." Well, go ahead.
I hated those people. They were so whiny and obnoxious and self-righteous.
Self-righteous, man.
And I think in this director's cut, they show more times them going back and asking Rambo to do their bidding, and he says no more times than in the theatrical
Too
release,
many times.
which makes me even more hate them.
Well, and it kind of makes me hate Rambo. Stick to your guns, bro. You told him no for a good reason. So many fewer people would have died if they had never gone in there.
Yeah.
Innocents as well.
So get this. On the first day of shooting, Sylvester Stallone tore part of his quadriceps running through the jungle.
How is he even alive at this point with all these injuries?
I mean, if we go back through all the podcasts, especially the first one where he's jumping off of the cliff and he breaks his ribs, like, this guy has dedicated himself and his body to his craft.
We have a kill count, right, on all these. On the 5th episode coming soon, it's a little teaser. We should count up all the injuries that he had.
Yeah, an injury
We'll figure it all
count.
out. We'll
That
do
would
an
be
injury
really
count
good.
for the last one.
And I've read a ton of stuff about Rocky too, where he allowed people to like punch him in the face. He had to go to the hospital when Dolph Lundgren punched him because his heart was like compressed, and he like was rushed to the hospital, almost died. Like this guy, Sly, got to give it to him.
I didn't know that either. That's awesome.
And check this out. On sunny days, temperature on set reached 120 degrees.
Ew.
I mean, coupled with the humidity, which was probably 1,000,000%.
Whatever the highest percent it can be.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, what
Right
is?
before raining.
Yeah, what is 100%
before rain.
humidity? Isn't that like you're inside water?
No.
I don't.
You're like a humidifier is blowing into your mouth. That's what it was like.
A
on
cloud
set.
of steam.
Like it sounds.
A cloud.
A cloud. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, Angry Dane is back.
I'm back.
Oh, yeah.
He left
Just
and then
kidding.
came back.
Just kidding.
Oh, yeah. No, okay. It's so hot and so humid. What in the hell are they fighting over? If I'm all these people who keep getting killed, I throw my hands up like, hey, jungle's yours, nerds.
Yeah.
I'm going on a trek to wherever the hell else.
Yeah,
It's not
I
like-
need to
It's
go.
just normal to them, though. It's like we're up here in the winter and everything's fine, and then it snows in Texas and the whole state shuts down.
True.
I mean, it's just what you're acclimated to, right?
Yeah, true.
They're more.
Yeah.
They should be more worried about how to get their next meal and the get hydrated versus who are going
They
to
just
shoot.
walk with their mouth open, bro. That's it.
That's true. Just lay down, open your mouth, and
Yeah.
breathe.
Yeah.
So at different points in script development, Luc Besson, Richard Donner and James Mangold were considered to direct this film.
Ryan, do you know all those off the top of your head?
No.
Oh, me either.
This is crazy. Luc Besson directed Fifth Element, the Taken movies. Like, he's awesome. And Richard Donner, Goonies, Superman. James Mangold, I believe, directed the Quantum of Solace. One of the
James Bond movie.
One of the new James Bond movies.
One of the James Bond movies. And they're awesome directors. Can you imagine what would this movie be like if it was
Luc Besson doing like a Taken rendition of the last fight scenes? Would have been amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, this was directed by Sly, so I feel like they probably wouldn't have as much of Sly Stallone really tries to put the heart of whatever the people, the struggle. He always weaves that in.
The best part of him directing these movies is his appreciation for the local culture.
Yeah, or whatever conflict is that they choose to highlight in the movie.
But nothing against them, but I would have liked to see Luc Besson do this instead.
Yeah, I mean, let's be real. The first film, this is the first film in the Rambo series not to star Richard Crenna, as the actor had died 5 years before the film's release. He appears as Colonel Troutman only in flashbacks. It is assumed that the character had passed away sometime between Rambo 3 and this film.
I think that's a safe assumption.
Yeah.
You get to kind of, maybe he just decided this life wasn't for him and now he's on a beach somewhere.
Do you remember flashbacks in this one? Do you remember Colonel Troutman making an appearance?
I feel like there weren't there some flashbacks?
Maybe when he was forging his knife.
Maybe.
Every time he hits the thing, he hears a scream of someone he's killed.
The machete of 1,000 screams.
So anything else you guys want to talk about before we get into kill count?
I have one question.
Okay, I'm here.
How old was Sly Stallone when this was filmed? When you were talking about his injuries, that was my question. It's like some old dude running around the jungle. You're just asking for a torn hammy.
I'm 37. I'm not in nearly as good a shape, obviously. Well,
So
I think you're pretty close.
Yeah. You know, I mean, it's a good thing we're friends. But if I had to do any of this, one day of shooting may permanently debilitate me. I might be. Yeah.
So he's born in 1946, and this John Rambo or the other 5 names that it was called, it was done in 2008. So
62.
What?
Yeah, dude.
That's
like retirement age almost.
Yeah. He's older than my dad.
Well, in Last Blood, which we're going to watch and review, is 2019. So he's from 2008 to 2019.
He's 70.
Yeah.
That's really impressive. And maybe gives me a little hope if I take some steroids that I can live longer than I feel like I will now.
I mean, if you don't really care about the size of your testicles, you should be fine.
You're done having kids,
They're
right?
pretty oversized anyway. I could use a little
shrinkage.
Just cut
bring
it
them
back,
down a little
bring it
bit.
back.
Yeah.
I have to wear 3 size bigger underwear. It's
You
the
just
worst.
cinch the waist up and then.
Yeah.
This is going to be the Twitter clip. This right here.
No, but seriously, if anyone knows how to get steroids,
Yeah.
you guys.
Hey,
Dr. Chair.
Yeah.
message us at
my
Popcorn Priest and we'll get your
Yeah.
dealer. So we need some
hook me up.
We need some testosterone.
Yep.
All right. Let's see. Welcome to the kill count, and I'm calling this the Rambo count. So, how many times do you think the name Rambo is mentioned in the film?
Not very many.
3.
That's good. We got not very many and 3. Just give me a number.
Over
2.
under 3.
2.
Look at the big brain on Ryan.
It's just because you said 3.
So
It's the movie's called John Rambo, and so they use his first name more. It was my why.
Well, yeah, they keep calling him John, but it's like he was never Rambo because no one knew and no one knows
Yeah.
who he is. And
Once the colonel died, Rambo died.
and technically it was only once because it was when Rambo's awakened by the pastor and then in the nightmare scene. So that's really one time in the film and then one time in his
flashback
nightmares.
shouldn't count if he's flashing back to another movie. You can't add that to the kill count, right?
All right, so spoiler alert, this is the highest body count of any Rambo film. I've got conflicting numbers here, but what do you guys think?
So many people dying.
Yeah, over 200. I think we looked this up, so I might be cheating, but
The crazy
so
thing
many.
is like I just reviewed, or we just dropped the episode Heat, and there was like 23 kills in that, and it felt like a lot.
yeah.
This is 236 or 254.
We were watching for the high kill count. We knew, and until like 30 minutes left in the movie, it felt like we weren't even halfway to this. And then the last part of the movie is just a kill fest.
Just blood balloons
Seriously, dude.
everywhere.
Bags of
Human blood sacks.
Yeah.
So that equates to an 2.59 kills per minute. Per
What
minute.
would that make the last 30 minutes? Like 10 kills a minute?
Probably, because there wasn't any kills until like the first 40 minutes, until they get on the boat. And he caps those
And
guys.
that's only like 5
Didn't it
dudes.
open with some nice blood bags in the rice paddy? With the
maybe.
the bad guys making the people run across.
Is
It's
this
kind
the
of
kill count for total people?
It's total
Or
deaths,
people
right?
that Rambo kills?
I think it's total. Yeah, not just Rambo.
Ah.
But I don't know
Yeah,
because
there were like 5 or 6 there.
I think these are Rambo kills.
Oh,
I thought they were Rambo kills.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's the we have a crack research production team, which is me, and I didn't verify that, but related to kills, Rambo kills the Burmese commander Tint by slicing his stomach open, spilling out his
Gross.
intestines. This is quite similar to Deputy Galt's original fate in the David Morrell novel of First Blood. In that novel, when the deputies try to shave Rambo and he attacks them, Rambo takes the razor and slices Galt's stomach open, spilling his intestines.
I did not know that. That's an excellent factoid.
Isn't that crazy?
I wish that happened.
That was in the supposed to be in the first movie. Well, it
I
was
take
in
that
the
back.
book.
I don't wish that happened. Rambo 1 is good on its own.
I like that Galt fell out of the helicopter. That's who fell out, right? That's who we're talking about?
I believe that's the guy.
Art.
Yeah.
Isn't his name Art?
Art Vandelay. He fell out of the helicopter. So I have a couple beefs with this film. Do you guys have any issues? I mean, we're going over the hump here on Rambo movies, so we've only got one more to go.
Compared to the other ones, I didn't know about the Karen Rebel. I'm not familiar with all the politics and the things going on in Southeast Asia that they're referencing, which is cool, but it's kind of wasn't on my radar at all. And it just seemed like a blood fest. Like the themes and the thing about the rebels and the awareness of this issue happening there was totally lost on me. And
Because of the deaths?
well, it just seemed like just death fest compared to the other movies, like the stuff in Afghanistan. Those themes came through really strong in the third one. The first one about, Vietnam vets being mistreated, that came through really strong. Even the second one with POWs being left behind, like those themes along with the action I liked a lot. This one just seemed like it was pure action to me.
Like he just went through like a Cheesecake Factory menu. He's like, let's choose this Burmese conflict so we can kill more people.
And that's just the fault of like myself, not knowing it, or like mainstream media not covering
because
it.
In what they did is I think they try to make you focus on the missionaries. That's who he was helping.
That's true.
And not the Burmese people.
Right.
If what he should have done is told the missionaries to get bent and gone in and like saved them. There's other ways they could have done it.
Yeah.
But they try to make you care about the missionaries, and every time one of them died, I was like, yes.
And
That's
we
they
obviously
were the
did
worst.
not come away caring about the missionaries.
No.
That's one of
Not
my
at all.
two beefs is the missionaries.
The Christian.
Yeah,
wait,
I
what did
hate
you
'em.
call them? They're not missionaries.
Oh,
they're
Religious
aid,
zealots.
the relief aid workers. What did I say? I can't remember.
Service aid.
The service aid missionaries. I don't know. I keep saying missionaries, but
It's hard. All my derogatory words are like off
Christian service aids.
limit.
Christian service aids. Yeah. I don't know. So yeah, I hate them, and I hate them for asking Rambo too many times. I actually am pissed at Rambo for saying
Yeah,
yes.
dude.
Like, tell him to go away. And then I'm also pissed about the guy, the Michael Burnett, the character, him killing the guy with the rock at the end. I know we've talked about the biblical reference there, but I hate that. He's an idiot, and I don't like him.
You don't like that he had to kill the guy with a rock?
I get, I don't know. I just
Like
don't.
the reason that I like that he had to kill a guy is not good. It's because I hate him.
Right.
Right? It's like,
That
you
made
had
the
to-
movie more compelling. though.
that ruined your life. Ha ha. Yeah, that shouldn't be something that I enjoy.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be rooting for them, and I'm rooting for his life to be ruined. That's
Yeah.
not good.
Well, and I also hate the fact that he like looks back at Rambo, and they have this like moment where he's like, I killed that guy. I'm gonna go now.
You know, here's another beef that I just thought of. His companions in the other movies are funny and cool, and there were two that could have been that. Instead, he's stuck with these asshole mercenaries who you don't care about either. I kind of wanted everyone to die except Rambo.
But I like the what do they call him? The schoolboy or not the schoolboy?
Oh, the sniper.
The what do they call him? The church boy or something.
I can't remember. He was okay.
He has like a name. He has like a nickname. I gotta look that up, dude.
Yeah, he was okay. But you hate everyone else. Why are there so many adversaries here? The people you see the least are the ones you're supposed to care about. The guys
The
who got
actual
blow
people
it
of-
up in the mine.
Yeah, it's
in the rice
schoolboy.
field.
I was
Schoolboy.
right. Matthew Marston. He played the schoolboy. So that didn't sound dumb. Okay, my last beef is I don't like the scene where the young boy is taken by the Burmese military leader.
You wish that wasn't in the movie?
I just feel oh man. I mean I guess it's a Sophie's choice because we wouldn't have had the throat rip without that. So maybe I have to leave that in.
and maybe that's probably something that's happening in those places, right?
Yeah, I
We might not have
hated
gotten-
watching it.
A throat rip.
Yeah, but it made me hate that guy. And that's good. That's like one of the good things they did to me. Not okay, that sounds terrible. You get what I mean.
Yeah.
But they did a good job of making us hate that guy.
They did a good job. And throat rips. Without throat rips in this movie,
Yes.
we don't have MacGruber throat rips.
Exactly.
See?
MacGruber is,
Which was the best part of MacGruber.
Yes.
yeah, he does multiple throat rips.
Yeah.
That's
it's
like his
the-
signature move,
We should
dude.
we should
Just
do
rip 'em.
MacGruber one day.
We need to do like a bonus 20 minutes
Dude,
on
and
MacGruber.
that scene was not graphic. You didn't see anything. He like put his hand on the boy's neck and then it cut.
Oh yeah, I thought you meant the throat rip. That was graphic.
No, that was perfectly graphic. Yeah.
All right. What do you guys? What's your rating? What do you guys? Unless you want to talk about anything else, this is.
Oh, one last thing I just got to mention.
yes.
The bomb, the old World War II bomb that was left over that blew up, that was pretty cool how they pulled that scene off, like visual effects wise and everything.
Did we only watched it through once? Did he notice that at an earlier time? In
They
the
walked
movie?
past it earlier and
Okay.
they point out that it's from whoever left it, whoever dropped it there and it didn't explode or whatever.
Yeah, and Slide talks about it in the commentary that it's like it's a reference that war is all around us and it never goes away.
I love it.
All
That
right.
was cool.
I
That-
thought it was cool.
I mean, it was a much bigger explosion than I expected it to be.
So where do you rate John Rambo, director's cut, in the 4 movies now? I know we did this last pod.
I like First Blood is first for me.
First is first.
Rambo 3 is second for me.
Okay.
This one's probably third for me, and
Yeah.
then Rambo 2 is my
That's
least favorite.
exactly mine.
I'm trying to
If
think
I never
here.
see I will never have to watch Rambo 2 again.
Yeah, same.
because
I
it's
don't know,
not,
man.
it's
Which
a-
is weird because I think it was like the most popular one.
It
Yeah.
was. It made
And
the
it's
most
been
money.
aired the most on cable TV.
That's why
and
I
stuff.
like it the most. It feels like it's like the 80. He's the action hero in that.
All the like merchandise and stuff is based
All
from
the
our
toys.
childhood is based off of Rambo 2, right?
Salud.
Sorry.
Yeah, and,
Yeah.
and the iconic headband, his jade necklace, his freaking ripped body,
Bow is
his
in that
bow,
one.
his explosive tips. The tips.
Just the tips.
Just the tips, Seth.
Honestly, now that we're talking, it is still last for me, but it's pretty close with this.
I'm going one. I'm going 1, 3. I'm probably with you, Dane. One. I know I just argued the opposite, but
Like 1, 3, 2, 4.
1, 3, 2, 4, and 2 and 4 are like together.
You know what? It depends on what you want. If you want to watch a better movie in general, 2 is better than 4. But if you want to have more fun,
Yeah.
the way that they do all of the violence is so awesome to watch. It was incredible.
I mean, if that's what you want, this is it. This is the peak.
If you're on a big screen TV, like in a theater, you should watch 4.
Blood balloons beats shooting a computer.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the plot, the rest of 2 was better for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I give this a golden bucket for sure. But I think I'm giving them all golden buckets.
All of them.
But I think we just leave it at that, unless you want to add anything with your ratings, because you didn't give where these fall for you, Doctor.
Yeah,
Dare.
I don't know about 2 and 4, but it's definitely 1 then 3,
and then whatever.
and then the
Doesn't
other ones
matter.
are sequels to those.
Okay. Any parting thoughts?
Stoked for the next one, dude. I've heard crazy things.
It's gonna be great, you guys. This is awesome because both of you haven't seen it. So
And the
it's gonna be-
venue we're going to see it at, I hear, is great.
We're going to go to a theater.
We are gonna go to a theater. With that, hit me up on the Twitters if you want to interact with the great Popcorn Priest at Popcorn Priest. Currently, I respond to every tweet. Next week, our exciting conclusion of our breakdowns of the Rambo series with Rambo: Last Blood. Also, in conjunction with this release, I've created a Patreon account. If you've liked anything up to this point and want to throw a few shekels at the priest, please do so if you feel so inclined at patreon.com/popcorn priest. As always, thanks for listening. This has been Should You Watch This with the Popcorn Priest, and for Angry Dane and Dr. Dare,
Later, nerds.
thank
Bye.
you for joining us. We'll see you guys next time.